Hey team, so today we're going to go over some of the basic strength stuff for the fundamentals for the pressing. So we'll have a little bit of a warm up, we're going to have a little bit of a strength piece which we'll go over twice. If you are feeling pretty strong and you're feeling pretty good today and you want to go through it a third time, just rewind it, go through it again, or you can just pause the video and if you remember what the sequence is, just go through it at your own pace. And then we'll have a little bit of a core finisher at the end. The whole point of these drills and these exercises is to get a little bit stronger for that upper body, and obviously we're going to work in some core strength as well. We'll start working in a few drills in terms of stretch and mobility stuff as well, because the end goal for these courses is to try and get towards handstands and all those kind of drills that we've been doing for the past few weeks. So if you are struggling with those, a big part of it can be mobility as well. So we'll start playing around with those as well in between the strength sets when you're resting anyway, so you're probably going to use that time effectively rather than just sitting around at home. So first thing, just to warm yourselves up, we're going to get into it. All I want you to do is you're going to get yourself onto your knees if you need to. You're going to think about trying to really push into that floor like we keep talking about, trying to push into that first knuckle, wrap those triceps around and really try and squeeze your arms together. And if you can, I want you to go into a plank position, and I just want you to lean forward, come back, lean forward, come back. We're going to go for 3 more. So that's 3, 4, 5, and just relax. Take a little second, shake it out there. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're now going to really push into that floor and almost get that scap to engage a little bit more than it was just now. So I'm going to get into that plank position again. Really push the floor away from me, so almost get that rounding of the upper back. Same thing, we're going to lean forward as far as you can. Come back, lean forward, still pushing into that first knuckle, still wrapping those triceps around. Lean forward, hold it for a couple of seconds. Make sure you really push into that floor as much as you can every time. Last one, and relax. Take a little second, shake yourselves out. If you are tight in that wrist, just take a second, just shake them out from there. Next thing, position is going to be the exact same, but you want to go from that push-up position into the down dog. So push-up position, just go into that down dog, same thing, still pushing through those first knuckles, push yourself as far back as you can, really try and push your head towards your toes. Come back into that push-up position, head toward those toes. That's 2, that's 3, 4, and 5. Next thing is you're going to add in a push-up. If you are struggling with that push-up, you can control yourself down, go onto your knees, worm yourself back into that position. But if you can, do a full push-up, go for it. And 5. Look, take a second, shake yourselves out. Oh, Misty's watching me and it just creeped the hell out of me because she wasn't there a second ago. Take a second, shake yourselves out there. You're not going to be able to see my top half, but all I want you to do is you're going to get yourself about hip width apart, and then all I'm going to do is just going to go into a forward fold, and I just want you to relax just for a couple of seconds, just as far forward as you can. And then you're going to go into a half lift. The half lift, all it is just basically trying to straighten out my back as much as I can. I'm just going to engage those hamstrings and then relax back down. Engage those hamstrings, straighten out my back as much as I can, and relax back down. Every time I'm just trying to sink a little bit further, just stretching out and engaging those hamstrings basically. That's 3, 4, and 5. And then you can relax. Take a little second, shake it for now, breathe if you need to. If you need a little bit longer to go through that sequence, just pause the video, go through it at your own pace. It's completely fine, okay? Whew, talking and working out, harder than I remember. So we'll start working into the strength sets. Again, for the strength sets, we've got set numbers that we're working towards, but if you struggle with that number, either bring the number down to something that's a bit more comfortable for you, or if you need to, just work through it at your own speed. So if I say do 10 reps, but you can only do doubles, I'd say still try and work towards those 10 reps, but if you need to, just pause the video, wait for 20 seconds, start the video and try and continue on, or just wait for us to go through all the movements and pause it and just go through at your own speed, and when you've caught up, just crack on. So the first thing that we're going to go for is just going to be start warming us that press position a little bit more. So we're going to go for a down dog, and I'm going to try and hold it for 30 seconds to start with, and then we'll start working into the strength sequence. So, same as ever, first knuckle, get yourself nice and further back. I'm going to go for about 30 seconds starting now. Just breathe into it. If you want to shimmy from side to side, you can. I know some people like to pedal their feet. That's completely fine as well. Just 30 seconds. Make sure you're staying really engaged through that upper back. Really trying to wrap those triceps underneath, so engaging that scap, and I'm trying to push the floor away from me. So I'm nice and engaged all the way through. I'm not just relaxing and trying to hang into it. I'm trying to push the floor away from me, keep everything super tight, and relax there. When I talk about that press away, I'm trying to engage into that scap, so I'm really trying to push the floor away from me. Again, trying to push into that first knuckle, so I'm staying nice and tight. Don't just kind of sag into it and let your shoulder blades kind of sink out, or let those elbows bend, okay? So, next one, we're going to go for, we'll start working into that scap push-up, and we're going to go straight into push-ups from that position as well, okay? So, scap push-ups, what I'm going to do, sink my shoulder blades together, push up, sink my shoulder blades together, push up. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to go into that down dog, into that push up. Again, if you can't do that, you need to come up on your knees, that's completely fine. Into that push up. Still pushing through that first knuckle. Last one. Now you're going to go into a push up, it's halfway. So I'm going to get just off the floor, I'm going to try and pause, press back up, really push into that floor again. A couple of inches off the floor, press back up. That's 3, 4, last one. And relax there. When you're going for that halfway one, I'm still trying to keep everything engaged. Don't just go halfway and try and let those shoulders relax. I want to squeeze everything back. Chest is staying nice and engaged. I'm pushing through that first knuckle, staying nice and tight, squeezing my shoulders in. I'm keeping everything super engaged. And then I can press back up. Need to breathe. Little second. So what I want you to do, little minute, you're just going to get yourself into like a little half lotus. So what I'm going to do, heel right into the groin, just pull up. You can go left or right, whichever one. I'm going to do the other one on the other minute anyway. And I just want you to go towards those toes. If you can't go towards those, you can go behind the knee, shin, whatever. Just for about a minute, just breathe, relax into it. Oh, it's harder than I remember talking and coaching and doing holds. You better love this, guys. Can't remember when I started, I think it was 8:30. About 30 more seconds. It's probably just over, but it's all good. Probably need a bit more mobility anyway. Try and sink into it a little further if you can. Just breathe. Get ready for that second round. And super slowly, just ease out there. Give that leg a little shake if you need to. Pull it in. And then we're going to go for it again. So we're going to go back to that scat push-up. We'll go into the downward dog push-ups, and we'll go into the pauses again. So one more round. So sink the shoulder blades together, push back up. Sink the shoulder blades together, push back up. Sink them together, push back up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to go into that down dog. Take a little second, same as ever like we were talking about before in that hold. Push into that first knuckle, try and engage that upper back. Come forward and lean forward. Push up. Take a little second, lean forward. Push up. Every time I'm leaning far forward as I can, squeezing those elbows in. Staying nice and tight, that's 3, 4, 5. Now, I'm going to go into those pauses. A couple of inches off the floor, staying nice and tight. Push up as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax over. Take a little second, breathe. Sit yourself down on your butt, go for that opposite leg, so whichever one you went for last time. Other one goes right into that groin. Lean yourself forward. Try and think about trying to reach your chin forward as much as you can, rather than just kind of curling up and sitting into it. Try and reach your chin and your chest as far forward as you can, and then try and sink into it. Those half push-ups, they burn. If you do them right, you'll know about it. So make sure you try and stay nice and tight. If you struggle with that rep scheme, like I said, pause the video, do them singles if you need to. They're amazing for building strength. And relax there. Little bonus sequence, guys. Just try and warm up a little bit more into that hip flexor, probably more than anything else. All I'm going to do, get myself into like a big lunge position, and then all I'm going to do, I like going my hands a little further forward just because I'm a little bit tighter, but ideally if you can have your hands in line with your foot, then go for it. But if not, I'm just trying to sink myself down and just do like a mini push-up. Yeah, I'm just going to go for about 5 reps each side. Sink yourself down, and then push back up. Sink yourself down as much as you can, and come back up. Try and sink down a little bit lower every single time. 3, 4, I think that's 4 already. And then just change sides. If you need to step out and step into it, that's completely fine as well. Take a little second, push into it, and then try and sink down as much as you can. Back up. Really squeeze that butt. 3, 4, 5. Now when you try and step back, you go straight into 20-second plank. Same as ever, guys. Wrap those triceps around, engage that upper back, push into that first knuckle. 5 more seconds. Keep pushing. 2, 1, and relax. What I want you to do now, you're going to stay in that same kind of position. We're basically going to do what you've probably seen Misty do in some of her drills. We're going to start working that knee up towards one side, but this will be a slightly scaled version. All I'm going to do, step one leg back to do that plank. Keep the other knee probably just roughly, well, depends on how tight you are actually as well, but get it relatively close to your hand where you feel like you've got some engagement basically. I'm going to get nice and tight, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go into that angry cat position that we did for the scat push-ups at the beginning. I'm going to try and tuck that knee in as tight as I can, and then come back down. If you can, try and keep the back foot off the floor the entire time, so I can just get into that position, tuck it up, come back down, tuck it up, come back down. 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a little second, change sides. Same again, tuck that foot up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax out there. Same again, step back into that side, plank, sorry, nice and tight, wrap those triceps around, 20 seconds. Keep pushing into that floor, wrap those triceps around as much as you can, 10 more seconds. Pushing into that first knuckle, engage that upper back, nearly there, and relax out there. Whew. Take a little second, breathe. What I want you to do now, guys, you're going to step forward as if you're going to go into a lunge, lift that toe up, and I just want you to try and sit back. So then again, we're trying to lean into that hamstring just a little bit. Breathe, deep breaths. Just relax, breathe. If you struggle with that movement, that's completely fine. Just take your time, pause the video, come back in. It's all good. Relax out there, bend that leg if you need to, or just twist out of it. I just like twisting out of it, just feels a little bit nicer. So, one more sequence, and then we'll add in a little finisher at the end as well. Not quite done yet. Go on 20. So, step back, 20 seconds, stay nice and tight, really pushing into that floor. Engage everything, wrap those triceps around. Control that breath. Near there, 5 more seconds. We'll try and go straight into it pretty much. So bring that knee down, wherever it is. It works best for you. 5 reps. So 1, 2, 3. Try and pause at the top. 4. Let's change over. Straight into it. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll step back, and that's my second plank. One last one. Nice and tight. Squeeze everything. 10 more seconds. 5 more. Shoulders are cooking. Step forward with that opposite leg, which I've wanted you to do before. Lift that toe up towards the sky, and then we'll just lean forward into that. If you want to reach your hands down to the ground, awesome. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just try and control that breathing. Seconds. Control that breath. If you feel like you can sink into it a little more, go for it. 10 seconds. And same again, just twist out of it. Last of it, guys. This one's going to be limited maybe in terms of your range and maybe strength as well. But what I'm going to do, I want you to do those scap push-ups again. If you feel like you can do them back on your toes, then obviously go for it. The next one, finish this first. 7, 8, 9, 10. Is what I'm going to do. I want to try and stay nice and square through that hip as much as I can, and I just want to try and twist up towards the sky, and then come back down. Twist up towards the sky. Come back down. I need to go a little wider with my knees, that's completely fine. I'm still trying to drive into that arm staying on the floor as much as humanly possible. I'm way tired on my left hand side. And you can hear everything cracking. It's 3 each side. Start 4. 5. And one out there, guys. Last little finisher, depending on where you're at, what I want you to do, if you can go into a double pigeon. So double pigeon, one foot is going to be on the floor, and the other one, I'm just trying to get ankle past my knee if I can, yeah? And what I'm going to do is just try and sit and just relax. I'm trying to get this one down towards the ground. I'm obviously quite high. Ideally, you should be down towards the ground as much as humanly possible, but I can just lean forward and just kind of sink into it. If you can't get into this position, you can just straighten that leg out. Instead of leaning forward, just try and lean this leg down towards the ground. So if you can, keep that all tucked. Just breathe, relax into it, just fall forward. Just that set up a little bit. So we're going to go to the 22. Just relax, just breathe. Open up those hips, breathe. So although this is the foundational one, guys, I use that term very loosely. These exercises done properly, getting everything super tight, are really, really intense. I'm someone who considers themselves quite strong on push-ups, and as you saw, I started to shake, I started to breathe towards the end there. So don't feel bad about having to pause the video or whatever. I'm quite strong in these drills, and these can get quite tiring. 2, 1, and relax. Change sides. So get the other one down, bring up the other leg, and just ease into it again. If you can't, keep that bottom leg straight and just bring this leg up. Just try and sink into it, just nice and controlled. Doesn't have to be super intense, doesn't need to be painful. As long as you're feeling the stretch, you're in the right position. It's not a creative way to try and hurt yourself. Do that. About 40 seconds. So anyway, yeah, sorry, like I was saying, guys, if these exercises are quite hard for you, just pause that video. They are tough, but if you get through them, I guarantee you'll notice a big difference in like a week or two. You'll start to notice it instantly when you start doing handstands or even just push-ups and workouts or whatever it is. I guarantee you'll notice a difference. So take time with these drills, think about the engagement, think about what you need to do rather than just trying to get the reps done. That's what we've got those workouts for. That's when most of you probably chase time and stuff. So for now, just calm it down, think about the drills, think about the exercise itself, what you need to achieve, and try and do it to the best of your ability. And relax out there. If you feel like you want to do another round of anything, like I said at the beginning, you can just pause that video, or you can just rewind it and just throw in an extra one. Those hip drills are really, really good, so if you feel like you want to hang out there for like another round or two, go for it. If not, see you in the next video.